Fred Barstein with 401k TV, just completed a TPSU program at the University of Minnesota. I'm here with our esteemed lecturer, Joe Brummel. Welcome, Joe.
Thank you.
Joe has been with us from the beginning, and he's actually was our first trial class. He's an original CKP, founding lecturer there as well. So we can't seem to get rid of him. But he's been a loyal, great supporter, great advisor, been in the industry for 23 years, just joined SRP, which is one of the largest defined contribution 401k, 403b focused firms in the country with, I think it's close to 20 advisors. Is it over 20?
Yeah, it's depending on how you count the advisors. Yeah, it's around 20 plus.
20 plus offices around the country. So it's a great group, and Joe has been doing this, very passionate about this for a long time. One of the subjects that came up today and is, I know, near and dear, or maybe in fear for many plan sponsors, is the whole issue of cybersecurity. And one of the things about how sometimes participants don't even log on and register, and what's the danger there?
Well, the danger is that these accounts are not, they're open. They're exposed for someone else to essentially claim those accounts.
Right.
Because if you haven't registered your account, what does that mean? It means that someone else could easily come in and claim they're you. There's 4 pieces of information that every record keeper uses some combination of for someone when they register their account initially.
Right.
Name, social security number, date of birth, and address. Those things are all floating out on the internet or the dark web someplace for virtually everybody.
Right.
So if someone gets that information and they know you have a 401k or a 403b account at a particular record keeper, or they could just test the different record keepers, they might be able to go on and claim they are you by registering as you. The way a participant combats that is they just have to go on and register their account, claim they are themselves.
And put in their email and cell phone, because every time a change is made, they'll check to see, did you actually make the change and have a code?
And that's the multi-factor authentication process. The best thing a participant can do, and a plan sponsor can do to help the participant, encourage them to do this, is to register their account with the multi-factor authentication. What happens is you now have that fraudster would have to have control of the person's email or their cell phone, so that when that text code or that email code comes across, they put in their username, their password, which is unique, they get to customize, but then they also have to have that code. It makes it almost impossible for a fraudster to get into someone's account.
Right, to do it. And I think we have time briefly for the story you told about somebody had it notarized, distribution.
We had a situation a little over a year ago where someone, a fraudster, filled out paperwork for a participant in one of our plans for a $330,000 in-service withdrawal. And when that paperwork came across the desk of the plan sponsor, the administrator to sign off on it, everything looked legitimate. I mean, this thing really did. I mean, the name, social security number, address, phone numbers, you name it, it's all there. What helped her catch it is that it was notarized in the state of Minnesota on a date when she knew that employee was not in the state. Wow. He was traveling. So she looked at that and thought it was odd, picked up the phone and called his cell phone that she had in her records. Right. And he answered the phone and she said, hey, did you fill this paperwork out? And he's like, what? No, of course not. And so it was caught, but then she called me and said, Joe, okay, we need to investigate this. And what we did is we did some research with the third-party administrator, the record keeper, and in their protocols, and they will not give you all the protocols. They can't, because as soon as they reveal the code for how they catch this stuff, then it's going to be exposed for others to essentially break that formula.
Right, great. Well, those are scary stories, and something that I know that plan sponsors are really concerned about.
And plan sponsors need to start paying attention to this. There's over $7 trillion in these plans. The fraudsters go where the money is. It's like Jesse James said, when someone asked, why do you rob banks? It's where the money is. So we need to pay attention to this. Plan sponsors should. And And getting participants to register their accounts, it's a hard thing in some cases, but we need to promote it more. It needs to become a standardized metric in the industry as far as success, not just participation and deferral rates. This is another thing that should be on the radar.
Right, and we need advisors to be advocates for that, for their plan sponsors. So anyway, well, thanks for your time today, and thanks for your support of TPSU. It was a great program today, and keep doing it. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, Fred.
And thank you for watching 401k TV.